परमहंस परिवरिकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवरिकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज की प्रेम से हो। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्यामकुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गौरादेश धाम की गंगा माई की यमुना माई की भक्ति देव तुलसी महारानी की समावेत भक्त वृंद की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री श्री गुरु एंड गौरांग, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्रील प्रभुपाद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, 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 ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Bhagavad Gita chapter 13 verse 5. ऋषिभिर् बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमब्धे विनिश्चितै। ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमब्धे विनिश्चितै। ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमब्धे विनिश्चितै।
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमभिर्विनिश्चितै।
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमभिर्विनिश्चितै।
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमभिर्विनिश्चितै।
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमभिर्विनिश्चितै। ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमभिर्विनिश्चितै।
Rishibhi, by the wise sages, Bahuda, in many ways, Geetam, described, Chandobihi, by Vedic hymns, Vividhai, various, Pratak, variously, Brahma Sutra, of the Vedanta, Padai, by the aphorisms, Sha, also, Eva, certainly, Hetu Mabdi, with cause and effect, Vinishchai, certainly, certain. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The knowledge of the field of activities and of the knower of activities is described by various sages in various Vedic writings. It is especially presented in Vedanta Sutra with all reasoning as to cause and effect. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is the highest authority in explaining this knowledge. Still, as a matter of course, learned scholars and standard authorities always give evidence from previous authorities. Krishna is explaining this most controversial point regarding the duality and non-duality of the soul and the super soul by referring to a scripture, the Vedanta, which is accepted as authority. First he says, this is according to different sages. As far as the sages are concerned, besides himself, Vyasadeva, the author of Vedanta Sutra, is a great sage. And in the Vedanta Sutra, duality is perfectly explained. And Vyasadeva's father, Parashara, is also a great sage. And he writes in his books of religiosity, Aham Tvam Cha Tathanye, we, which means you and I, and the various other living entities are all transcendental, although in material bodies. Now we have fallen into the ways of the three modes of material nature according to our different karma. As such, some are on higher levels and some are in the lower nature. The higher and lower natures exist due to ignorance and are being manifested in an infinite number of living entities. But the super soul, which is infallible, is uncontaminated by the three qualities of nature and is transcendental. Similarly, in the original Vedas, a distinction between the soul and the super soul and the body is made, especially in the Kathopanishad. There are many great sages who have explained this, and Parashara is considered principal among them. The word Chandobihi refers to various Vedic literature. The Taittiriya Upanishad, for example, which is a branch of Yajurveda, describes nature, the living entity, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As stated before, Kshetra is the field of activities, and there are two kinds of Kshetrajna, the individual living entity and the supreme living entity. As stated in the Taittiriya Upanishad 2.5, Brahmapucham Pratishtha, there is a manifestation of the Supreme Lord's energy known as Annamaya, dependence upon food for existence. This is a materialistic realization of the Supreme. Then in Pranamaya, after realizing the Supreme Absolute Truth in food, one can realize the Absolute Truth in the living symptoms or life forms. In Jnanamaya, realization extends beyond the living symptoms to the point of thinking, feeling and willing. Then there is Brahman realization called Vijnanamaya, in which the living entity's mind and life symptoms are distinguished from the living entity himself. The next and the supreme stage is Anandamaya, realization of all blissful nature. Thus there are 5 stages of Brahman realization which are called Brahmapucham. Out of these, the first 3, Annamaya, Pranamaya and Jnanamaya, involve the fields of activities of the living entities. Transcendental to all these fields of activities is the Supreme Lord, who is called Anandamaya. The Vedanta Sutra also describes the Supreme by saying Anandamayo Bhasa. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is by nature full of joy. To enjoy his transcendental bliss, he expands into Vijnanamaya, Pranamaya, Gnanamaya and Annamaya. In the field of activities, the living entity is considered to be the enjoyer, and different from him is the Anandamaya. That means that if the living entity decides to enjoy in dovetailing himself with Anandamaya, then he becomes perfect. This is the real picture of the Supreme Lord as the Supreme Knower of the field, the living entity as a subordinate knower, and the nature of the field of activities. One has to search for this truth in the Vedanta Sutra or Brahma Sutra. It is mentioned here that the quotes of Brahma Sutra are very nicely arranged according to the cause and effect. Some of the sutras or aphorisms are Naviyad Ashrute 232, Natma Shretu Shrute 2318 and Paratu Tat Shrute 2340. The first aphorism indicates the field of activities, the second indicates the living entity, and the third indicates the Supreme Lord, the Saman Bonam, among all the manifestations of various entities. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaturunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuda Padakamalan Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Anvita Musya Navam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschyatyade Satarine Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhansute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. Is there someone who has come for the first time here? Very nice. Special welcome. Every Sunday we have a wonderful program which starts with some mantra meditation where we sing the names of the Lord, glorifying Him. Then there is a session where we discuss about what is this all about, what is this philosophy about, and then followed by offering service to the Lord, collectively all of us together, and then ending with a nice sumptuous feast. So thank you once again for coming, and thank you all for coming. I see some. No cloak? Okay. Is it better now? Hare Krishna? Hare Bol? Good? Okay. So today we try to understand this wonderful verse. These are the direct words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. As Krishna is helping out a devotee, and it's so nice, assuring, because we also want to be helped by the Lord. If you see in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is bringing a lot of questions. If we ourselves are in that situation, we would have had more questions than Arjuna. And we would have left the battlefield. Even if Krishna is saying, wait, what is the matter? We say, you wait, I'll go and come. Because sometimes knowledge is dangerous. Isn't it? Sometimes when we know so many things, then we are stuck in it. We don't know, oh, should I do now like this because this is said, or should I not do like this because this is said? Because there are some kind of controversial, and sometimes we think, no, I think we should not do it. And when we are carried away with that, we become more challenged. Did we understand the knowledge properly or not? How many of us have such a situation that, oh, do I know properly? Did I understand properly? Then we should take inspiration from Arjuna, that he became Shishya. Yeah? He told, until then it was like friendly conversation. How are you? I don't want to fight. Then Krishna is saying, okay. Yeah? Because Arjuna was telling, like a friend, he was just telling, no, you know what, this will happen, that will happen, so many things will happen. Better not, I don't want anything. I am happy if it's peaceful. And then Krishna asked a few things. But before that, Arjuna has accepted him as a guru. In today's world, a word guru can mean not so may not have so much importance, because we say guru means someone who knows something, who is telling me something. Should I follow a guru? If I like, I will follow. If I can, I will follow. If I don't like, I will not follow. If we are like that, then Krishna will also, okay, if you do not want to follow, why should I tell you something? Because if Guru tells something, if the spiritual master tells something, and if you don't follow, it is not good for me. So the spiritual master is so merciful that he doesn't want to put us in that situation. So he will not tell. But when we understand that there is no other way, there is only one way, that I accept Guru even if it is something that I like or not, if I can do or not. But the word, if it is coming from the Guru, I accept it. Then you see what Krishna does here. Because Arjuna has accepted him as his Guru, then he is now speaking Bhagavad Gita in a different dimension. He speaks Bhagavad Gita as a philosopher. And this particular verse is telling about what? There are so many sages who have spoken so many philosophies. Rishi Bahuda Gita. So many rishis are there. In Kali Yuga, to find rishis is difficult. But at least if we go back in Satya Yuga, in Treta Yuga and Dwapar Yuga, in different times, rishis were very normal. Yeah, you could find rishis all over. Even Kshatriyas were called rishis, Rajarshis. And we know Devarshis, like Narada. And then there is Brahmarshis, who understand what is Brahman. And now the question comes, what did they understand? Because here we say that rishis have different versions. Bahuda Geetam. And Srila Prabhupada says that a rishi means the one who has definitely a different opinion, a different version of his understanding. Otherwise he is not rishi. The definition of rishi itself means he has understood the same one science, but based on his quality of understanding. I think it comes in the purport here. Based on the quality of understanding, he comes with his version. We know versions, right? So many versions come. So in that way there are so many rishis, and so many rishis when they come, there's a lot of Gautam Rishi is there, and then there is Kapila Rishi, he has come. So many rishis, and they have given so much. Now the question in the purport here, Prabhupada is mentioning that knowledge of the field of activities and of the knower of activities is described by various sages in various Vedic writings. So Krishna, who is the Adi Guru, who has already explained, when we are talking about 13th chapter, he has explained about what is Karma Yoga, what is Jnana Yoga, what is Dhyana Yoga, what is Buddhi Yoga. He has told whole Bhakti Yoga from the chapter 6 to 12 is totally describing about it. From the chapter 13 to 18, Krishna is speaking about Jnana Yoga. He is once again helping us to understand. This shows how important it is to know. Knowledge is very, very important. How many of us believe in it? How many of us are fine if knowledge? I know what to do. Should I really need to know more? He's already cutting vegetables, which is serving the Lord. So do you need to know more? You already are doing service. What do you want to know more? How to cut properly? Or maybe a cookbook by Yamuna Mataji. You can read that book. When we think knowledge is so important, what is that knowledge we are still looking for? I think except few boys here and girls here, we would have already studied a lot, isn't it? How many of us have gone to schools? How many of us have gone to colleges? Isn't there so much knowledge all over? After reading all that knowledge, we came here. Is it amazing? How nice if this knowledge would have been available when we were in the schools. There are different kinds of knowledge, or let's say, depending on the need, depending on the purpose, there are different kinds of books, isn't it? If you go to any library, we see so many books. I don't know how many. So many books are there, and there are people who read them. Can we say some classification of books? What kind of classifications?
Fiction, non-fiction.
Fiction, non-fiction.
History.
And also friction also, right? Yeah. History. Spirituality.
Philosophy.
Philosophy. Huh?
Literature.
Literature. Wow.
Geography.
Geography. See, already kids are also in that. They also know all the classifications. What is it? Cooking. Likes cooking.
These days gaming also.
Gaming. No one likes science. No one likes movies.
Poetry.
Poetry. Arts.
Poetry.
Yeah. Arts.
Law and all.
Comics. Other kinds of knowledge.
Cosmology.
Where do you get all this every day? Where do we get this? Someone said science, sports, huh? Sports, arts. Yeah, newspapers, right? Huh? In our days, we used to see newspaper was this thick, like 50 pages. I used to see. I'm anyway a slow reader. For me, if I have to finish 50 pages, it will be already 2 days. So it will be already outdated news. But then there are these 50 pages, and there are these wonderful magazines: Time magazine, Forbes magazine, Harvard, different kinds of magazines. And then there are also these sports magazines, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, isn't it? There is Star, there is Time, there is National Geographic with nice photos. People are reading, so that's why they are making them, right? And these are not part of our systematic school syllabus, right? So just imagine, we have to finish our school studies and then take to these books, and still these are in full demand. And then there are also, I mean, these days there are other kinds of books. There are books which are making how to make money, isn't it? Huh? Those days are gone. Those days are gone, where we are very, very religiously reading science. Then we want to earn. Then we get a job, and then we work 8 hours a day. Then we get salary. No, nowadays, come on. Who is going to wait so long? Let me read how to become a millionaire in a month. Where there is greed, there are people to make money from it. Right? The guy who is making the book becomes millionaire. So if we want, I mean, this is a nice tip. If we want to become millionaire, what should we do? We should write some nonsense, give a nice name to it, you pay something and you get bestseller, right? What you have to do? If you spend maybe 10,000 euros, you buy all those copies, and people will say, hey, these books are sold very fast, so it becomes the bestseller, and then you can release them into the market again as addition to. Yeah, these things happen. And then people will also say, hey, do you have this book? What is that one thing you should do that you can become the most happiest person? Do you want to be happy? There are so many books in the market. Now which one to read? Read everything. Huh? When we read everything, when we are tired, right? When we stop reading, we'll be happy. So that is a way. How we can be happy? By reading until we are tired. No, come on, what are you saying? These days, because of advancement, so much education, we have so many sophisticated equipments, instruments, doctors, lawyers. Yeah, they are also sophisticated lawyers. And it's not easy to become a lawyer, right? It's very, very difficult. In spite of all these, still we are not happy. Yeah, this is a fact. Isn't it? Yeah, come on, don't paint such a hopeless situation. Come on, there is also happiness. Yeah, see, we have this much, we have nice house, nice car, nice life. Everything is so nice, happy. Isn't it? You want to say something? After all, yeah, maybe you are telling too much negative. Okay, let's say there is some happiness. How long it will be? How long it will be? Who can tell forever? Who can say forever? No one. And now we come to a very, very important stage of our life to understand why it's not forever. And then we come to the temple. We have been trying, we have been reading, we have been finding, but there is no happiness that is everlasting. Is there something like that? Coca-Cola says you drink and you are happy. McDonald's says you eat and you are happy. I think I have drank, not happy, ate, not happy, and then you go to some nice movies and then you are happy. I have seen very wonderful movies and not happy. So what is happening? That is what here is saying. There are a lot of philosophies. When we talk about, there are so many, I can't say that, but I'll still say it. There are so many rascals who are cheating us. There are so many rascals in the market who are cheating us very, very effectively. Because people are giving false hope. Yeah. And I could say this word because if you go to dictionary, you will find exactly as it is. A rascal is the one who is a cheater, who cheats. And the way that they cheat, we don't even know that we are cheated. Yeah? So they are even more great. And whatever the philosophy that they bring up in the market in different ways, all this is just Rascaldom. Means bringing up everything that is not at all needed for us. Just imagine, we don't need all these things. But we are said we need all these things. Just imagine, yeah. Once His Holiness Mahatiti Maharaj was saying, if you want to sell an apple, I'm not saying about apple from Mac. I'm saying if you want to just sell a proper eating apple, isn't it very difficult? He says, no, you just find a customer, you give him, that's it. But then, if you want to expand this business, then you do MBA, Master in Business Administration. The apple quality is not changing. But because you have people to work for it, the cost is changing. We may think, oh, come on, it has to come from some Brazil, it has to, so many things, yeah. How to understand that we are cheated? Anyone? Can someone say? How to know that we are cheated?
When we know what's right,
When we know what's right.
When you're buying it.
When you're buying it,
You should
If
understand
someone's
the principle.
expectation is not meeting.
if someone's expectation is not met, then he is cheated.
When yourself is cheating someone.
When you cheat others, you know you are cheated. Anyone else? How do we know that we are cheated? When we have the right knowledge, then we know that we are cheated. Because in the name of knowledge, right knowledge, so many things are said, spoken. And then, as I was mentioning, there is so many fields, like someone is sharing loads of knowledge about entertainment. Oh, we are entertained. It is all with these senses. We are trying to understand the knowledge. And with the senses, we are always cheated. Because the senses are imperfect. When our senses are imperfect, how can we know that we are cheated? Only when our senses are cleansed, only when our vision is cleansed, only when the vision, what I was saying is the chakshu. Chakshu means the vision. When our vision is corrected, then we can see. Just like this girl, she cannot see properly if she takes off her specs. But as soon as she puts the specs back, she can clearly see everything. I mean, bad example here, but yeah, just like if you are looking into a microscope, yeah, you won't see anything unless you properly tune it. Or the other example, we cannot hear properly if you turn on a radio, but if you don't tune to the right frequency. So when we do not focus our vision so that it's purified and clear, until then we will be cheated. And no one of us want to be cheated, right? Anyone want to be cheated? No one. We don't want to be cheated. Then what should we do? We should understand things as it is. We should get the knowledge. And Krishna, as a philosopher, he has been telling everything, and he is now saying what we should know. First of all, we should know that we are not this body. Krishna is saying that there are three things. The knower, the field of knower. The knower, the field of, what is that? Kshetra is a field. The field of knower, which is Kshetra, is nature. And then there is Kshetrajna, the knower. And there are two kinds of knowers. You know about yourself. Do you know about him? Maybe little, because he has specs, he has phone, he wears white kurta, but not more. So the level of how much we know is very, very limited. And the level of knowing that Lord knows is unlimited. In many universities, we don't have this knowledge. Have we come across this knowledge in any university? We have heard about field means electromagnetic field. Magnetic field. What other fields have we learned? Gravitational field. Have you heard what is the three modes of nature? What is that? I don't know nature, I don't know three modes of nature. Do I know who I am? Very difficult to answer. Right? Who you are? Who are you? Nina? You are Nina? There are so many Ninads. Who are you? Vibhav. There are so many Vibhavs. Who are you? Who are you? See? So many Vibhavs. Who are you? Huh?
Soul.
Soul. Krishna Das. One who knows that he is Bindas. Huh? One who knows that he is Krishna Das, then Maya becomes Udas, and then he is Bindas. So anyway, this is what I heard. It's not my message anyway. I liked it, right? So who was that who said, I am Krishna Das? So if you are Krishna Das, who are you? Hmm? Just if you do this in front of a mirror, if you just ask ourselves in front of a mirror, you think, hey, crazy, what kind of question is this? Who am I? But if we ask, then we understand that I don't know who I am. So when we don't know who I am, and when we don't know where we are living, and we don't know what is the purpose of life, we have a big problem in our educational system, isn't it? So till now, whatever we have studied, whatever we have been taught, if this doesn't help us to understand who I am, what kind of knowledge it is? This knowledge that the Lord is saying is to really know most important thing, and Krishna is saying that if you know this, you don't need to know anything. But why are we learning so many things which are not needed? Anyone? Can someone say why are we learning so many things which are not needed?
Because everyone is doing that.
Everyone systematically is doing, academically is doing. If you don't do, you are out. Right? No doubt. Anyone else? Why are we doing all this? To become intelligent.
To earn money.
To earn money.
To gratify senses.
To gratify senses.
We are not magicians. We have to do the things by ourselves.
Yeah.
Due to our knowledge. Materials. Temporary knowledge.
So we are not getting everything. So we have to work out. Anyone else?
Societal acceptance.
Oh my God. Otherwise you won't get married. Yeah, I did the same thing and then only I got married. These days you need to do more, right? To get married. Anyway. Why are we doing all this? Because we have not got exposed to the right knowledge. When we come across a person who asks all these questions, then when we are blank, then we understand whatever I have read is not going to solve my problem. When I don't know who I am, first thing I need to do is to know that. And then, as Krishna is saying, Rishivi Bahuda Gitam. So there are so many rishis who have done this, who have given so many ways of understanding this. Amazing. What we have to do? We have to turn to them. We have to take shelter of these books, wonderful books, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Ramayana. Because when we read these books, then we really understand what is real knowledge. then we don't care whether we want to go to moon or not. Moon is already over. Where are we going? Mars. Mars is over, right? What is next? Sun. And then we get burned. Why are we going all those places? For fun.
To know this place.
To know the place. We have night jigyasa.
Knowledge.
We have Surya jigyasa, we should have Brahma jigyasa. The curiosity, what we have, what should it do? It should help us. Isn't it? From the stage of being cheated, if we really want to get wisdom, what we should do is we should turn towards these wonderful scriptures. And now be very careful. Yeah? Where there is demand, there is business. Where there is business, there is cheating. Isn't it? Wonderful books, right? So this Bhagavad Gita, come on, there are so many books. So many Bhagavad Gitas are there in the market and will come in the market. Have gone already out of market. How to understand what is real gold? Mataji can say how to test the gold, quality of gold. Everything that glitters is not gold. How to test the gold?
Put it in the fire.
Put it in the fire. What will happen? I don't know. I will not give my gold to you. How to test the quality of gold?
It must be 24 carat.
Huh?
It must be 24 carat as per purity.
As per how to test?
Someone who knows.
Yeah, who is the authorized source? How to believe in him?
Check the goldsmith.
Yeah, what does he do? You just take some ornament and go to the goldsmith and say, hey, this is gold. What does he do?
He will be tasty.
He rubs it against a stone. He rubs against a stone and then he knows what is fake and what is real. Until then, cheating business goes on. Isn't it? And everything is gold. Everything is gold until you test it. Until then, you will say, I have gold. You will say, I have gold. Everyone is telling this is gold. And that business is going more and more because we are more saying, oh, this is shining more. 24 carat also doesn't shine like that. 26 carat gold will shine. In the same way, there are so many books. As we were already telling, how to be happy. So many cheaters are there. And also then there is also this philosophy. Now we come to philosophy. I think we are experts to get into internet, Google. If you have any question, we put there. And whatever Google says, we accept it. We accept it more than if someone says. If you tell me, I will not accept. Because, come on, did you read like Google? Google studied everything, all the courses. It is the master of everything.
No more Google Prabhuji.
Now no more Google, ChatGPT guy. ChatGPT makes more narrow. You don't even, at least Google give 10 options to read. ChatGPT will give only one option. You accept or not, your fate. Isn't it? Who are using ChatGPT? See, already hands are raising. We trust more artificial intelligence than our intelligence. Isn't it? So when we also look for this Bhagavad Gita, if you go into the market, if you see books, there are plenty of Bhagavad Gitas. How to know that this book is authorized? Everyone who came to Krishna consciousness had this question, right? No? What is the proof that Bhagavad Gita as it is as it is? How many had this question? You had this question.
I still have this.
You still have this question. I hope today you will get an answer. You have this question? Who else? Who already have answer can tell it now. I didn't see so many hands raising, so others can say. Yes.
Translated from a pure spiritual soul, self-realized spiritual soul.
Okay.
This is a portion from. It comes out of the book.
It is, yeah. So it is coming from a sadhu, yeah, a saint, a Vaishnava. Anyone else? Thank you.
Prabhuji, there was a similar question with Keshav Maharaj this October.
Mm-hmm.
So he played the devil's advocate. It was a very beautiful conversation.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of thoughts, but one thing that comes to my mind is we have a proper spiritualistic, guru parampara. So I think that
Parampara, fine.
and also the way we, the energy we get when we are with devotees. So these are few reasons that we are in the right direction.
So even in parampara you have to trust, no? You are trusting that there is a parampara.
Yes.
Okay.
We have seen the results after reading this book.
What result have you seen?
The people got changed.
People got changed.
Whom I have seen earlier. So I thought, yeah, it could be.
What did happen to them?
Yeah. Everything got
They
changed.
had 2 hands became 4 hands. They flew into the sky like. Yeah, sorry. Someone. You still have doubt, na? We'll get it. Anyone else? Yes?
One point is, I recall from Prabhu that, of course, it should be from Guru.
I don't trust parampara.
Okay, then you cannot trust anything. The second point,
So there is no.
No, I'm speaking on behalf of you. So I trust, but.
Second, I think when you read from bona fide spiritual master like Srila Prabhupada, you start developing the taste which you never had before.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start developing the taste to know more and hear more about the glories of the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
then you can see, oh, it's really making an impact. So
Mhm.
it might be as it is because you want to know more and you really start enjoying
Mm-hmm.
to listen to the glories of the Lord more and more. So it's more about the taste. If you
Mhm.
develop the taste, it means you are listening from the.
Have you tried outside ISKCON? Did you get?
Yeah.
You didn't get such taste?
Yeah, I was just getting confused more. and more.
Okay. Anyone else?
There is no.
We need to understand who presented that. So, for example, if we want to trust the book, we need to trust the author,
Uh-huh.
and we have a lot of reasons why to trust Srila Prabhupada. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I accept based on, okay, it's written by Prabhupada, so I take it as it is, because he's saying it is as it is.
Because he said, because you have trust, you have faith, that's why you are accepting it. Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
I've studied different Gitas from different sources, and I found the Bhagavad Gita as it is like the only one which really represents Krishna fully, which makes Krishna the forefront, which makes Krishna the most important, and which really makes you feel his presence also
Exactly.
in every verse. And that's why I really love it the most, and I really follow it also.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's very important. Yeah, just imagine if Krishna is speaking, if someone is saying Krishna, yeah, it's kind of a, Dharma Kshetra means no, it's not a field, it's inside our heart. Kurukshetra at home, the fight between wife and husband is anyway Kurukshetra, so we don't. So people, there are so many who kind of take it what Krishna really spoke, and they have given different philosophies. And so many versions of Bhagavad Gita, when they are not talking about Bhakti Yoga as it is, that is a disqualification, because Krishna has spoken Bhagavad Gita for what? What did Krishna conclude saying? Sarva dharma parintyam mamekam sharanam prapacha. And remaining everything, whatever we may say, whatever the philosophy there is, if it is not helping us to become Krishna Das, someone was saying that Prabhu was saying, who am I? Krishna Das. So for that we need to understand Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When Krishna is saying, I am everything, I am this, I am this, I am this, and then someone is telling, no, Krishna is just incarnation, Huh? Is Krishna the supreme? No, Krishna is incarnation. So we know that there are 10 avatars. Huh? That Krishna is one avatar. But Krishna himself is saying that I am this. And then still there are Bhagavad Gitas which are telling God. When Prabhupada was founding the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, there was this, his disciples were saying, why Prabhupada Krishna Consciousness? Why can't we keep God Consciousness? Prabhupada strictly said, no, Krishna Consciousness. It is not impersonal. It's not impersonal so that anyone can give whatever name they want, whatever philosophy they want. But it is Krishna and everyone should become Krishna conscious. And then Prabhupada, whatever he has put in the Bhagavad Gita, he translated as it is. So there is no exaggeration. People usually may think, hey, ISKCON people, they make Krishna big because by that way they can have more. If everyone is saying God, there is no so much controversial. ISKCON will make things controversial, and because of this controversial, it will be full famous. No. We want to resolve controversy. We want to resolve controversy because for so long there is so much controversy. Who is supreme? Who is supreme? Who is supreme? We have a lot of questions, and always we went to a compromise solution saying everyone is equal. Isn't it? Why to fight? We want to, he lives next to my home. He is saying Shiva is supreme, I am saying Vishnu is supreme. No, both are equal. Who are we to decide? Who are we to decide that? We have not even become rishis like them. And Srimad Bhagavatam is telling, where we have this shloka in the first canto, 6th chapter. Krishna is saying that all the incarnations are there. We only know very few. They are innumerable incarnations. And he is saying, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. The Lord is saying that I am the supreme. And then still we think that there is still some doubts. That's why what we should do, we should take shelter of this wonderful books of Srila Prabhupada. Because Prabhupada has made, His Holiness Gaur Govind Maharaj has given the beauty of Prabhupada books. He says that Prabhupada has made the books so simple. He has written it in so simple English that anyone, even kids can learn, kids can read, kids can understand. Kids can understand. Amazing, isn't it? Actually, I didn't even attempt to read these books. Why? Because I thought it's too philosophical, very difficult, right? During our college days or school days, when some book comes like this, we think, it's too philosophical, very, very difficult. Because the words that are used are very, very sophisticated. And then we keep the book aside. But Prabhupada made this Bhagavad Gita into simple English and as it is. Amazing. It's not easy. Prabhupada made it so easy. And then what is the benefit of it? As you said, Krishna Das. People who are following, who are reading Bhagavad Gita, what is happening? People who are hippies have become happy. Isn't it? Amazing, Because some people want sadhu or guru means you should do magic. If you do magic, show some miracles, then only I will believe you. Those days are gone. Those days are gone where black magic is more. Now everything is captured. CC camera is there, it will tell who is doing what. And in full daylight, Prabhupada has transformed so many from hippies to happies. Why I am saying happies again and again? Because we want to be happy, we can be happy only if we become Krishna Das. That can be seen in Prabhupada, every book, that is the message. He is not moving from the message. Yeah, whether you take Second Chance, whether you take Bhagavad Gita, whether you take Way to Krishna, whether you take small book, big book, every book is emphasizing what? How to become servant of the Lord. And that is the real wisdom. If at all we want to know what is the real wisdom is that science of how to become servant of the Lord. And yeah, on this very opportunity, nice opportunity, yeah, we can go on glorifying, yeah. And as I was saying, Kaur Govind Maharaj, when he was saying this, or even I'll bring a quotation from Prabhupada, yeah, because if I say there is no weight, but when Prabhupada says, as someone said, faith, yeah, regarding your question about individual soul becoming all pervasive, the idea is completely nonsensical rascaldom. Huh? What a command. Huh? And then he says, such theory is simply a bluff. Artificially, by means of practical psychology, one can understand very little of another's thinking and feeling. How much can we think about you? I don't know anything about you. But this is in no way all pervasive. If any yogi says like that, especially the modern so-called yogis, it is simply falsehood. 24th October, this is what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning. And then, it is, Prabhupada has provided, can you imagine, Sanskrit and Bengali. Who reads Sanskrit here? At least I can't raise my hands. Sanskrit you can read, you can understand Vyakaran. Little bit is dangerous.
Yeah. Just learning.
Very nice, inspiring. It is simple English, Sanskrit. I remember once Gauranga Prabhu was mentioning about, you know, Vada? Yeah, where this Govardhaniko village is there, and then all great brahmacharis are there they have this Bhagavatam, they are studying thoroughly. There was an assignment taken by one brahmachari. He wanted to understand the different commentaries of the same verse. He took 12 days. Still he could not finish understanding it. And Prabhupada did it in record time. He has translated such a very complicated, otherwise we wouldn't have even imagined to understand this science. Prabhupada, he made it into simple English, and not only English, he made it very, very entertaining. Something fell down. That means it's absolute truth. Okay. If you see the analogies that are provided, the analogies, what are they? They're very, very simple. Already Sukadeva Goswami is giving so many wonderful analogies. Sometimes these are not related. When Krishna is saying, this, we know the senses, right, are like 5 horses, and then there is this charioteer driver, and then such a Upanishad, Prabhupada made it very simple by giving example of a car. Car and a driver and a owner. Very easy. If you see his purports, they are giving us thorough understanding so that we can understand even now. And what is the benefit of it? When we read some book, what is the use? The book should elevate our consciousness. As I was asking, right? What is the purpose of studying? One was academic scholarship, recognition. But what is the purpose of this recognition? It's no use if you don't change. If it doesn't help, what is the value? But Prabhupada's books are giving us that level of thinking that we can elevate ourselves to attain the ultimate goal of life. He is providing the complex philosophy in a very simplified way that even if we want to tell to kids can also understand. So we don't have, the kids need not wait for 15 years, 20 years, just like we did. We had to wait long, right? We waited quite some time, and after all this, then we started, I studied masters in computer science. Okay, what to do? The kids can get access to the spiritual wisdom, the real wisdom, even this age. Why? Because Prabhupada made it so simple. And then, Srila Prabhupada's books provide protection. Why? Because we know how to deal with people. Yeah? The examples that Prabhupada gives, what kind of problems are there in the world, how we should be careful. This is also understood. And it gives us strength. Just imagine if I tell you have 100 problems, you will start shivering. But if I say there is solution for all the problems, you are very happy, isn't it? We want solution for all the problems, isn't it? There are so many problems. We want solution. We can find that solution from Prabhupada books. And then, when we are exposed to this knowledge, what we are getting is, we are getting immunity against the disasters of the world. Because this Prabhu is coming and selling something, he is coming selling me something, everyone is trying to exploit me. Because you have Bangla, I also want Bangla. You have car, I want a car. You have jaundice, I have jaundice. No. But this is what is happening. We don't know what is disease, we don't know what is infection. We are taking all infections. In the end we are sitting and then we are suffering. How to be immune? By reading Prabhupada books. And then, whatever our vision, through which we are seeing everything. We don't know what is real, what is not real, what is real happiness, what is not. We can see things through the Shastras. Shastra Chakshu. With the Shastra Chakshu, when we see things, we know what is real gold, what is glittering gold, fake. And then, Prabhupada book, if someone have studied Bhakti Shastri, you may have come across that Prabhupada books are giving 12 themes. The knowledge, whatever we can see in the books, can be categorized into 12. I'll not take going to tell in detail, but I just kind of say, easy to remember also, is that the purpose of books that Prabhupada has given is for what? Knowledge. We all want knowledge, because otherwise we are blind. Yeah? Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. If we want to have vision, we need right knowledge. Second thing, understanding. Not only knowledge. I need to understand what is said, right? A plus B is equal to something, then I need to know what, understanding. And after that, realization. And then, personal application, preaching application. How we can use the whole books, whatever we read, understanding in different ways. This is properly, thoroughly understood, categorized. And then, if someone is inspired to read Prabhupada books, can raise your hands. Sorry, but there is no other way. Everyone may have to raise hands today or tomorrow. But you are just checking the pulse. But there are techniques of how to read the books. Of course, we are not giving some exam, but to really benefit from it, one way is what? Reading systematically, chapter by chapter, verse by verse, page by page. Who is that? Vaisakhi Prabhu says, page by page you become sage. If you want to become rishis, what we should do? Read systematically. And then there is another way, is to read thematically, theme. I want to develop strong faith. Then there are so many nice verses, so many nice pastimes of the Lord, how to build this faith. Ramraga Prabhu, how many sessions of faith we had already? It never ends. So that way. And then third way is something like after finishing systematic, then thematic, then we start going more deeper. What does it mean, deeper? Of course, we are not non-vegetarians. Is it right? We are not non-vegetarians. If we dive into the ocean, we get a lot of fishes, isn't it? But if we go more deeper, then there is gems, Ratnagarbha, means lot of nice rubies, emeralds. Those are actually deep under the bed in the ocean. Do we want the fishes or do we want the gems? Huh? We want gems because those are very, very invaluable. Or other example is, it's more easy to relate because these days I don't know whether so many gems are coming because of all these environmental challenges. The bed is no more having gems. Let's talk about oil. Once I was swimming on, where is that? Doha, right? So I was swimming in the water, but I know just few meters away from there, they have a big bore that is drilled down. And what are they doing? They are extracting oil. Is salt water valuable or the oil? What is 1 liter oil and what 1 liter salt water? So if we really see that very important things are very, very deeply preserved, what we have to do is we have to go more deeper and deeper and study. When we study, then we can get it. But how can we go deeper? It's very dangerous, isn't it? Very dangerous. That's why we need a spiritual master. A spiritual master is helping us how much deep can we go. I don't know.
Is a guide.
Yeah, I don't know whether we are familiar these days, but in olden days there were these big wells. Big wells, they dig very, very deep. Yeah. After digging so deep, they finally comes, there is no water. They have to dig somewhere else. But then the science will tell, hey, there is no water here. If you go there, if you dig, you will get water. Now, do we want to dig here a bit, here, there, or do we want to dig properly? We want to dig properly to get the water. So what should we do? We should seek guidance. When we seek guidance, then we can really collect all these wonderful gems, jewels, so that one day we can become Krishna Das. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you very much. I don't know whether there will be time for questions, so that's why I covered during the class. But still, is there someone who would like to ask something or add something? Any questions? If not, then we are ready for the next.
To show real happiness in Krishna consciousness is actually more difficult than just to show external, let's say, strictness in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? This is a completely another level.
Yeah. So what you are saying is that the happiness what we get in Krishna consciousness is not so easy to express, right?
Yeah. To have these effulgence, these effulgence of happiness in Krishna consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Not just following the rules. Of course, it's important, but to have the portions of happiness due to the process of Krishna consciousness.
Yeah.
This is hard.
Yeah, but real happiness is not so cheap. It's very expensive. So we have to really do a lot of service. When we do a lot of service, we get a lot of. We struggle a bit, right? When we are doing services, we think, oh, it's too much. But until we get this understanding that service is everything and service pleases the Lord, yes, whether I like or do not like is not so important. If Krishna likes, let me do it. So at that time we see how our happiness manifests, and when others are seeing us so happy, they'll also take up to Krishna consciousness. Yeah? Otherwise, when we are struggling, no one will come close to us. He say, hey, all the time he's doing japa. What is that? Doing 2 hours. No. When he is smiling, then people see, hey, how come this guy is smiling so happily? So when we experience that happiness, then others understand it, and others will pick it up. They will be happy, and then it becomes a happy end. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Rishabh Prabhu.